let's do a test right now. Testing, testing. Okay, so we're back to this. I'm still learning the controls for this, and okay, no wait, we didn't want the dictionary. We didn't want the dictionary. We wanted the story log. Okay, so there was that guy they described as surprisingly good looking right here, but he kind of looked like a vampire version of Trump and like not good looking. Okay, so let's see what this guy was saying before I auto skipped because I hit a button. Okay, let's see. Good evening. I hope this unforeseen visit isn't too much of an inconvenience. God, that voice. You're taken aback by how smooth and strong it is, and his eyes, steel blue, cold, intense. Okay, so I think this right now, this is some sort of vampire hypnotism going on because I don't think he's an attractive man. I don't think he's a good looking man. So this has to be some vampire shenanigans to get this reaction out of a very tired, exhausted girl boss. Okay, he's all business, professional, treats you in a manner that's appropriate to your stature. When he speaks, he actually looks you in the eye and not at your cleavage. He asks, okay, well then maybe that's not Trump. I don't know. He asks some questions about your work, tells you how he noticed your input after talking to the CEO, another golfing buddy, and comes charmingly close to calling your boss an incompetent doofus. All the while, you try to guess his accent, but can't quite place it. European? Sure, but where from? Maybe I should just read it in Trump voice. I know, I've kept you long enough, but would you indulge me and join me for a drink? Of course, for a minute there it seemed like he wasn't that kind of guy. But what the hell, you go with it. He seems nice enough. Besides, it's not like you have other plans. The investor has a limo waiting downstairs, and the driver takes you to a high-end restaurant in Williamsburg. Why are they going to Williamsburg? I want to know, why are they going to Williamsburg? Because I am assuming, okay, I can't do the question because I have to hit CTRL for that, and wait, let's see if it works for this. I don't know if something happened while I was in here, but let's see when we get back to the when we exit out of this, we'll see if something happened. Yeah, why are they going to Williamsburg? Because that's all like gentrified. There's all the hipsters there and stuff, and I feel like these old money vampires would like not fit in there unless they're looking for like random people to just eat. But I don't think they would fit in there. But anyway, a seat is waiting for you in the deluxe lounge. It's just the two of you. You talk about this and that. Your companion seems to have a knack for history. Well, yeah, obviously they're a vampire and they actually lived in history, so they know it. So tell me, what would you do if you had full control of the company? You almost choke on your wine. This is your chance. You say what's been on your mind for months, but hide it behind the veneer of a professional corpo babble. Okay, well, me personally, I would. Oh, that's not the emote. Nope, nope, go away. Okay, that's. Oh no, I'm not going to sleep. That's not it. Oh, which one was that? Uh. Okay, normal face again. Okay, well, if it was me personally, and I could do anything I wanted to this company, where the company is clearly treating our girl boss terribly and like overworking her and giving the wrong people promotions, me personally, I would just like Fight Club ending, like just blow up the whole building and destroy the whole thing. Yeah, just but like nobody's inside the building when it happens. Like yeah, Fight Club ending. That's what we would do. Just or okay, maybe not that, but like from the inside, take the whole thing down. Like destroy it, destroy the price to the shareholders. Just go full crazy and like destroy it out of spite, and then take all the good people from the company and start my own company. That's what I would do. Okay, but let's see. She refocusing, listening to your instincts for one. Okay, that this is the LinkedIn the LinkedIn translator, restructuring, kicking out your boss, aggressively pursuing new markets, getting the hell away from all these horrible people. So I guess that's a new job. Oh, okay, yeah, this it fast forwarded this stuff. So I cannot hit CTRL. I have learned that. I have learned I cannot hit CTRL, and it just went up to the point where there was a question. So we will be reading here. And actually, let's move myself around so that we can. Oh. Okay, we are back here reading stuff. Okay, but maybe. No, that wasn't what we wanted to do. Nope, we went too far back. We went too far back. Yeah, no, I gotta change the hotkeys on this. Okay, he likes the sound of that. He leans forward. His eyes flash with intensity and something else, a strange emotion that wasn't there before. You'll do just fine. His words echo inside your head as you black out. You wake up, God only knows how much later. As you try to piece together what happened, you hear a familiar voice, the investor, or whoever the hell he is, talking to someone. You suddenly recall snippets, fragmented memories, his sapphire eyes intently locked with yours, his teeth suddenly longer and sharper. And then something else, a feeling on your neck that takes you back to your last orgasm, a company trip to Florida, a sweaty room, and the cutie from HR who doesn't work there anymore, and then darkness. Yes, I'm done here. Consider my debt paid. The investor pushes the other figure. Okay, so he just turns her like what was the debt? Was that just getting like another random vampire to like work for the company or something? Like this is just weird. Okay, but I'm assuming we'll find out what the hell's going on with this. The investor pushes the other figure aside and walks away from the lounge, barely bothering to look at you. The door locks behind him. Some time passes before you find the strength to get up from the couch. You touch your lips. Blood? Did that asshole hit you? No, he fed you his own blood probably, and you are now becoming a vampire because that's how it works. That's how it works. You try to stand up, but your head is pounding and your stomach is like a heavy knot pulling you down. You didn't have that much to drink. He must have spiked your wine. This is bad. No, you're becoming a vampire, lady. You frantically check your clothes. Pristine. Doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, a feeling hits you unlike anything else you've ever felt before. You fall to the floor, writhing in an all-encompassing pain and hunger. The kind that makes your insides burn. That cannot be denied. You tried to calm yourself down with a breathing exercise they taught you at some bullshit mindfulness course. That's when it hits you. You're not breathing. And holy shit, your heart should be jumping out of your chest with that realization, but it's not moving, not even a beat. The door unlocks. You hear a startled voice. A young man in a waiter's outfit, his accent thick with an Eastern European harshness, leans over and asks if you're alright. For a brief moment, you wonder what the hell he's doing here. Everything is wrong. Then his smell reaches your nostrils. It's intoxicating. Everything feels right again. He holds out his arm to help you stand up. You grab it firmly with both hands. And then you bite down. You sink your teeth right next to the old school pinup tattoo of Rita Hayworth on his forearm. It takes you a moment to process what you're doing. Well, I mean, you're eating, but you're very hungry. And, when you're really hungry, things happen. Okay, a part of you wants to break away, but a stronger voice implores you to keep drinking. One thing becomes clear: you are definitely enjoying this. He only struggles a little and quickly falls to his knees. Okay, so either he's like in on this and he knows he's supposed to be food, or the biting like does feel good and it like does stuff to people. I don't know. I think it's a little weird that he's not trying to fight back or anything. Okay, you can see his eyes now, pale blue and confused. You only bring yourself to let him go once he collapses to the floor. Your bite leaves a mess off his forearm. Poor Rita, all bloodied, missing half her face. Did you just drink this guy's blood? Dot, dot, dot. You spit out a piece of torn flesh. How freaking strong are your teeth this early? That's a what? Where? What was in the fucking wine? Barely able to focus. Your heart and your lungs still motionless. You reach for your phone and dial 911. 911 operator, what's your emergency? Okay, my heart stopped. I can't breathe. I killed somebody. Well, I'm not gonna tell them that I just murdered somebody when I'm calling 911. I feel like that's a bad thing to do. I don't know, yeah, I mean, we noticed the heart stopping, so we'll say that. Yeah, my heart, it's not beating. Ma'am, where are you right now? The door to the lounge swings open. The man who enters is not the one that brought you here, though there are similarities. He's tall for one, broad-shouldered, handsome, dressed in an immaculate suit, but his skin is darker, and the look on his face tells you he is not here to negotiate a deal. He notices the smartphone in your hand. Pass me the phone if you want to live. Okay, I would say this guy is, I don't know, he's not the best looking either. Like, it looks like, he's really tired and needs to sleep and stuff, but I would still say this guy is better looking than the last guy that they said was good looking. The man's voice is persuasive, calm, but carrying clear threat. He's got the aura of a viciously efficient corporate shark. You find it hard to argue with him. Oh, yeah, I gotta move. Okay, let's go back now. Okay, now we're back. Ma'am, hello? I apologize for wasting your time. My new colleague got drunk and is now trying to impress everyone with her antics. Good night. He disconnects the call and places your phone in his pocket. I feel like 911 would still investigate that and do something. Yeah, because, like, they're going to follow up on that. Okay, for whatever reason, you can barely take your eyes off the stranger, as hypnotizing as his presence is, though it is also highly discomforting. Good evening, miss. I'm here to pick you up. Hmm. Okay. Well, who are you? Yeah, I would like to know who he is. Pick me up. I don't know. I'm not about starting shit right now because I feel like the shit has already started and I don't need to start more shit. So we're not gonna start more shit. We should call an ambulance for that dude though. Yeah, we should call an ambulance for the waiter guy who might be in on it. So I don't know. I feel like the vampires are gonna take care of that already. Okay, somebody else is taking care of that. The stranger approaches the waiter and examines his body. Critical condition, but he might live. Are you a doctor? How do you know this? Okay, he then sets his sights on you. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you, and going by experience, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission, the troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, likely dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. Oh, yay! Okay, so we'll hitting shift, screw things up. Let's see. Yay, Mets fan. Okay, so maybe we can trust you, but not all Mets fans are good people. There are plenty of Mets fans that, well, it's you're not stupid for being a Mets fan. Being a Mets fan is different. It builds character. It gives you something to really want. Like, if your team wins all the time, it's like, you don't like really earn anything that good and yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah, I don't know. There are also Mets fans that are just idiots and it has nothing to do with liking the Mets. So maybe we can trust this guy, maybe not, but that's one point in this guy's favor. Okay, it's my one true weakness. Okay, well, why are you a Mets fan? That's what we have to consider. Are you a Mets fan because, like, you grew up in Queens? Or are you a Mets fan because you're a masochist? Are you a Mets fan because, I don't know, you just have some connection to the Mets? Um, yeah, I don't know, like, what's going on? What's your reason behind liking them? That's what we need to know. So, okay, one that inspired me to come up with a three strike system when dealing with pups like you. Okay, that could be any baseball team. That isn't just the Mets with the three strike system, and I honestly feel like if it was the Mets, it would maybe be a two strike system because they don't really get that far. So I feel like you're being generous by giving that many opportunities, but let's continue. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. But the Mets have lost more than 3 times in a row, and you have forgiven them, and you are still a fan of theirs. This doesn't add up, but let's keep going. As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of a theatrical swagger to his walk. Okay. This guy just was acting like he was done with life and very bored about what he has to do, and now he's like adding, okay, maybe he's just trying to have some fun. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. Okay, rude. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes and you're out. Oh, say, I understand, sir, now. I don't want to listen to you because you're being an asshole now. Every atom of your being screams for you to obey his authority. Um, Like, I don't want to start shit, so I'm not going with the fuck you. I don't want to listen to him now because he's being an asshole. So I don't want to say I understand. So let's just ask him what the hell he's talking about. How the frick is that a strike? That whatever. Okay. Is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're all right. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason, the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something very wrong about it. Well, because he's a vampire, lady. Someone closest to you. My boss. There's no one. I'd rather not answer. I thought that. Okay. Well, I mean, like, we hate the boss, so let's just say there's no one and, like, watch the whole company collapse while this lady's away, because she's probably doing everything. No family, no lover, no friends, nothing. I thought that this lady had, like, a partner that she did Netflix and chill with. Let's consult the log. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, no, believing in fate. Let's see, was it around here? We were talking about. This lady said she has someone she knows does Netflix and chill with. Maybe they're not that serious. Yeah, okay, you had a partner. Okay, times where you'd laugh. Oh, maybe that was in the past. She had a partner and she doesn't have a partner now. Okay. Oh, laugh off the idea of staying at the office until 9 p.m. Okay, yeah, so that's in the past. I guess they broke up because of her job. Okay, a job. Yeah, she doesn't have family. She just has the shitty ass job. Okay, your blank stare tells him the whole story. He immediately stops crying. Okay, he feels bad for her. And gives you something even worse than a look of pity, a look of honest compassion. Well, that makes things simpler, but let me be crystal clear just in case. From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. Oh man, is this like the vampire trials they have in the Anne Rice novels and the What We Do in the Shadows? The vampire council is gonna come and get me if I screw up. You are forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them. Well, that sucks. Like, what if you have a human you know that has like a vampire fetish, and now they think it's really cool that you're a vampire, or like they would give you blood for free, like once you learn to control it. But okay, that practice tone again. You put on your poker face and listen in silence. So unless you want your boss to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate. But she hates her boss. Yet don't tempt me. So, like, he smiles, revealing his fangs again. There's something absolutely sickening about it. Suddenly, you feel overwhelmed by a sense of exhaustion. You pass out. When you regain your senses, you find yourself in the stranger's arms. The man is holding you as you would a spouse who's had a little too much to drink. You try to break free, but he holds you close and gives you a cautioning look. Only when you cease your struggling does he let you go. Only now do you notice the change in scenery. You find yourself in a fancy lobby right next to the elevator. The place is virtually empty, save for a single concierge and some cleaning staff. Your companion gestures at the concierge as you pass, and he picks up the phone. The elevator arrives, the door opens, and the man motions towards the cabin. After you. I'll just ask him where I'm going because, okay, I'm not gonna scream, I'm not gonna start problems right now because, like, it's obvious I'm becoming a vampire and I don't need them attacking me or crap, like, when I'm still, like, weak and learning how to vampire. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not starting, I'll just ask where we're going. To a safe place, that's all you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to make this difficult, just get in. Yeah, I'll just go in the elevator. Going against your instincts. Was that really against your instincts? I mean, what else are you gonna do? Okay, you enter the cabin. Smooth jazz is playing over the speakers as the elevator starts its descent. You are dazed, panicky, but somehow locked in place. On the one hand, you find the stranger's presence oddly soothing. On the other, you can feel your body tensing up with stress. You can't help but think back to the young waiter, the doe-eyed look on his face, the confused look he gave you just before. No, it's better not to think about it, plus you have other things to worry about, like the fact that you're being kidnapped. I think the fact that you're turning into a vampire is a little bit more pressing than the fact that you're being kidnapped. But okay. The cabin door opens to the same garage you arrived at with the investor some hours ago. The man shows you a black Cadillac Escalade. I know what you're thinking, getting into a car with some strange man boy sure seems like a dumb idea. Maybe I can make a run for it. I might be able to lose him. So let me be perfectly clear. Your best bet is to get in, relax, and enjoy the ride. How are you supposed to relax? Like, she seems very, like, not happy. The waiter, what do you want? I have money. Okay, I don't know. I'm tempted to ask about the waiter, but I kind of feel like you're turning into a vampire, so, like, he's probably, like, dead and the other ones maybe ate him. Maybe the other ones ate him. What do you want? I have money. I mean, I feel like this guy doesn't want money, like, the people have money, so let's ask him what he wants. What do you want? To meet your new superiors, you'll see. Superiors? Okay, so you get new freaking bosses? Are these bosses assholes, too? Hostile takeover looks like. Okay, whatever. No more questions. Get in the car, please. Yeah, let's just get in the car. Okay, it seems like the worst idea ever, but the man's made it very clear that you have no choice in the matter. What's your name? I've got friends. Are you gonna hurt me? Who the hell are you? You'll know it when the time is right. What was this mysterious bullshit? Just tell me what the frick your name is. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Yeah, see, we don't need... Okay, bribing him with money was not the right choice, obviously, because he has money. Listen, you really need to quit stalling. We're on a bit of a schedule here. The sun comes up in about 2 hours, and I don't intend to be here when it does. Okay, the sun... Well, yeah, because you're becoming a vampire. But yeah, what the hell's the schedule? Schedule? What schedule? The kind that keeps you alive to see another night. Okay, he opens the car door and gestures towards it. You see no point in delaying the inevitable, so you get in. The door locks behind you. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. So they have a level of tinting on the windows that could get them a ticket. At least in New York, you can't, like, tint your front window beyond a certain amount, or, yeah, it's illegal to do that. Okay, the man gets into the driver's seat and starts the engine. And drives away without another word. How am I alive? Is this a... Did I die? Depends on your definition of death. That's an emo answer. Listen, I realize you have many questions. Tomorrow you will get some answers. But tonight, you need to do what I say. And right now, I need some quiet, please. You feel too confused to protest. You stay silent for the rest of the ride. Even as more questions bubble up to the surface, one of them being, did you actually kill someone tonight? Yeah, like, dude, just explain some crap, really. Like, is it so bad for you to say, oh, you're becoming a vampire? Like, alright then. Staring out the window, you find it hard to focus and quickly lose track of where you're headed. You can only tell that you haven't left Manhattan. They said we went to a restaurant in Williamsburg. Williamsburg is in Brooklyn. That means we would have driven over a bridge, most likely. Or through a tunnel. We would have done one of those. But why are we saying you can only tell that you haven't left Manhattan? Was the restaurant in Manhattan and they said it was Williamsburg and this, like, lady wasn't paying attention? I have questions. I want to know. Or is the person who is writing this, did they do very minimal research on, like, New York, and it's more of a vampire story than a New York story? Let's see. Another underground parking lot. Okay, almost featureless, empty. The car stops and the man opens the door for you. We're here. The stranger walks you to a nearby door. He opens it and motions at you to get in. Go on in, make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry, take a look in the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answers. Okay, well, let's hope I get my freaking answers tomorrow. Behind the door is a small room, no windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. Ghetto. Okay, a small fridge is humming away in the corner, accompanied by a rattling AC fan in the wall. Where are you going? I have to make some arrangements for tomorrow, of course. This room is your best chance of seeing another night. I realize you've been put in a problematic situation, and it's not entirely your fault. Cooperate and you might still make it. Why don't you just tell this lady she's, like, becoming a vampire so that, like, maybe she can process this a little bit better? Instead of being, like, you know, like a weird kidnapper dude for no reason? You will learn more tomorrow, but for the time being, get in and get cozy. He gestures inside the room. Yeah, let's just go in. What do you mean, get cozy? I guess that was sarcasm. This does not look like the type of room you can get cozy in. There isn't even, like, entertainment. This is, like, such a creepy looking bed. Okay, you step inside. The stranger nods. Good night. But you mean good morning? Because you said the sun's coming up? Alright, then he locks the door behind you. It looks very sturdy. You open the fridge. There's a single plastic bag in there filled with red liquid, no label. How dumb is this lady? How do you not realize? You're becoming a vampire, lady. You see all these weird dudes. You see teeth. There's talk about, like, the sunlight and you not dying and, like, you know, you drank a dude's blood. You, like, basically killed a dude. Okay, you feel sick to your stomach. Best to leave it for now. Yeah, because, like, you're becoming a vampire, lady. Get used to it. Okay, you lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. At least it's not too filthy. You think back to how this evening began. The investor, is he friends with the dark-skinned stranger who picked you up from the restaurant? What happens now? Unable to relax, you spend an hour or so playing out various scenarios in your head. Eventually, you decide to give in and let exhaustion take over. Whatever tomorrow brings, you'd rather face it well rested. Plus, there's no way in hell your boss isn't going to notice your absence tomorrow. That and maybe some of the restaurant staff will feel a pang of conscience. Yeah, of course your boss is going to notice you're not there, because this lady probably is the one keeping the company running. Someone will notify the police. Someone will find you, right? Well, you're not dating anyone. Your boss... Man, I don't know. I think this boss isn't going to do shit. Or this boss is a vampire. Flash back to the waiter's tattoo, the bloody Rita Hayworth winking at you over a pale mess of a wound. You did this, you bit him, drank his blood, and it tasted good. Yes, because you're a vampire. What if you can never go home again? The guy told you you can't. You are so tired, your entire body tenses up one last time, and before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. You wake up. That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. The room is unchanged, the lamp is still on, the AC is still rattling, the refrigerator is still humming. You take a look at your watch, it's almost 9 p.m. You've slept for 17 hours straight. So maybe it was like drugs and not becoming a vampire, because I think drugs do that too. Maybe you died, your breath is gone, and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that. You are certain about one thing. You are hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and the back of the head. You open the fridge. The bag is still there. You take a closer look at it. If it is soup, then its color and texture are off. No, it's blood, lady. You pull the cork out, take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately. Well, yes, lady, it is blood. Hey, holy shit. There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's rando bagged blood, because, like, wouldn't it normally say the type on it? So I guess, like, they did it themselves in some, you know, back alley with some back alley needles and, med students in training or nurses in training. The smell is faint, and you remember some situations in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost, no, not almost, it's enticing. Well, I mean, this lady's a vampire, and I feel like she should eat food because we have to we have to get back at people later, so she needs her strength for that. And like, why are you trying to fight becoming a vampire, right? So let's see. Feels wrong, but right now there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. Tastes like shit. It's coppery, thick, and clings to your tongue and the inside of your mouth like a film of dirt. I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't drink blood. You swallow hard regardless. Taste is foul, but somehow you kind of want more of it. As you take a second sip, sucking the blood out of the bag, you feel something pull on your insides. You double over. You're going to barf. Well, I thought you were supposed to drink blood. Did they give you bad blood or something? You instinctively cover your mouth, looking for a place to vomit. Before you find it, a dark red wave washes over your hand and fingers. It hits the floor, splattering in huge, thick drops. You keep heaving for a moment longer. Nothing is coming out. Not blood, not bile, not even spit. But still, something in your body wants to push it out. Push it all out, every last drop. Okay, maybe drinking it was a mistake. Whatever. We can always replay this later. As you recover, trying to wipe the droplets of regurgitated blood from your dress. I thought they said nothing came out, but alright. You hear the lock click. You see the door open. Standing there is the well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again, that predatory look like a hawk on a hunt, but somehow more relaxed tonight. So, like a tame talk, maybe. Good evening, how was? He notices the splatter, your red hand, the sick look on your face. He barely contains a smirk. Oh, was the catering unable to satisfy your exquisite taste? Apologies. Okay, that was obviously blood. It was nasty. Here, you have it. You can't tell me you can drink this. He takes the bag off your hands and pours all of its contents into his mouth. He closes his eyes, theatrically savoring the taste. When he opens them a few seconds later, he looks sharper, energized. Not all of us are picky eaters. Come on, we've got places to be. I should have some water and a towel in the back of the car so you can clean yourself up. No, like, change of clothes? Water and a towel are not going to clean up bloodstains, but okay. The car is humming in the empty parking lot just outside the door of the cramped room you have spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Hijack? I want to hijack the car, but this guy did say I would have answers today. So I want to see if this dude gives us answers. If he does not give us answers and he keeps doing bullshit, we will get back at him later. Once we get more vampire powers. Okay, it's not like I have a choice, right? Correct, but your cooperation is appreciated nevertheless. You take the back seat again, the door's locked, the stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. You drive in silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproof, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming in the car's engine. Man, no, like, music or radio? Okay. The driver doesn't say anything and seems focused on the road. You check the door handle. Yeah, the door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy too. There is nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry. But you just ate! You just ate, lady! You just had the blood! Okay, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You become restless. This is essentially a kidnapping. Whatever this guy says about its purposes doesn't change the fact of being held against your will, and you're not used to following orders when you can't delegate them to somebody else. You feel a need to get a semblance of control over the situation, so you decide to prove yourself useful. I mean, I have skills. I'm an investment advisor, and I have a lot of experience in fintech. Whatever your organization is, it might find use for me. I don't even have any idea what fintech is, and honestly, I don't care to find out. Okay, I guess you're really old, or you're just like out of this whole era. Okay, I'll be frank. Currently, you're in no position to offer anybody anything. The sooner you accept that, the better. Let's see. Curse him out. Call him a nobody. Ridicule his lack of ambition. I'm just gonna go with cursing him out right now, and, you know, I'm hungry. I can blame it on that. Pig-headed fuckboy. I don't know. I feel like you could have some more creative language, but I'm gonna give this lady a pass because she's burnt out, she's hungry, and she's too busy on corporate life. But I don't know if pighead is the right fuckboy. Maybe he hasn't shown us fuckboyery yet. He hasn't. There's something else for this. I don't know. Maybe like a bootlicker. Might call him that because it's clearly working for somebody else's language. Man, you were swearing too. Sure, he actually looks insulted. That's not that bad. Your attitude won't help you make any friends, and in your current position, you definitely need some. Consider that, preferably in silence. I should have hijacked the car. That dull hunger strikes again. That powerlessness hurts. You are used to people listening to you or pretending to care about your demands at least. The driver doesn't play that game and it annoys you to no end. It takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York, that much is certain. Queens, maybe. Okay. Well, I mean, how do you know you're in Queens and not Brooklyn? I mean, like, again, it depends. Like, I'm assuming you're aware you went over a bridge, but you said it was no news. Okay, let's see. After me. No sudden movements, please. You approach a nice-looking building that houses a two-story gallery called the Art Hole. Okay, well, if it's a gallery, and we're assuming we went over a bridge, Brooklyn is more likely than Queens, but this could also potentially be like Astoria, or I would say Long Island City, but I don't even know if Long Island City has nice buildings like this anymore, because it's all really weird. Not really weird, those ugly mirror buildings with like affordable apartments that are not really affordable. Okay. Two large men in suits flank the door on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach. Prompted by the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour to say the least. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces and animated interest in others. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you, as if wishing to appraise your worth. This reminds you of your company meetings. You, the only woman in the room, silently judged not on her merits, but her standing on the list. Passed in clandestine email threads between your male coworkers until HR found out that okay, lady, why did you not like sue them for this? Why did you not start a lawsuit for this and then leave the job with the emergency fund? I'm assuming you have because you keep talking about having money, and start your own job, your own company. Not the most pleasant experience, but there's no denying it taught you resilience. When others would cower, you now straighten up. When others would turn their gaze, you meet the eyes of the gallery's guests with confidence. Good evening, Kadir. And to you, child. Okay. The noble, cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery, a crowd of strangers, you being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. Yeah, let's try to find out who these people are. Good evening. You are addressing the Prince of New York City, Helene Petrarch, child of Michaela. Wait, but they said it's a lady. Okay, I guess she has the title of Prince. Thank you, my sheriff, but I am capable of introducing myself. Okay. Or maybe this is a guy? I don't know. Vampires can do what they want. Okay, no, they're using she pronouns, so I guess it's a girl. She is somewhat plain-looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still, the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You may address me as Prince. I realized your introduction into unlife, unlife, okay, was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. What do you mean? Punish us both? She didn't do shit! Okay, a murmur of agreement maybe can be heard from the gathered audience. But I am willing to listen to what our lawyer sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. What does embrace mean? Yeah, okay, I'm asking what this means. Drugging woman and raping her in a private lounge, and you want to punish me for it? Okay, well, okay, you're not telling me. Okay, where are the answers that this dude said we were gonna get? Okay, how it happened later. First, we need to hear what the sheriff has to say. You are about to be judged by the court of... Oh, this is the Vampire High Council! Alright, then. Okay, Kadir, please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Yeah, this is obviously the Vampire Council. Okay, a trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time to tip me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. A reservation made in the private lounge of the Patrician suggests this one's sire had plenty of resources to spend. However, they are apparently also well connected. I lost track of them. Despite some reservation, she offered little resistance last night and cooperated on our way to the safe house. I was pleased to not have to force her compliance. Opening the door to the safe house tonight, I was greeted by a most disturbing sight of her drenched in regurgitated blood. Apparently, the bagged supply we kept in the fridge was not to her liking. The remark elicits a contemptuous chuckle from one of the gathered guests as they note the remains of the blood on your skirt. It was not an elegant sight, but that hardly matters, I suppose. Moving on, we had a quick chat, but wishing to appear here post-haste, I urged her to join me, which she did without struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. During our drive here, she showed me her fangs, metaphorically speaking, posturing as if we were equals, insulting me when it didn't work. I refrained from causing her physical harm, but I expect her ego might still be a bit bruised. He looks at you and flashes a nasty smile. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight. Okay, is that the art gallery? All eyes are on you again. You take special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Kadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. She turns her attention to you. First, there is the matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Kadir picked you up from last night. Who were they? I don't want to call this guy handsome. I really don't want to call him handsome. Like, I want to give him the information because this guy's an asshole. I'm not going to say doesn't matter. I'm not going to say sire because, like, I'm not an idiot. I know what it is. Okay, let's say this. I don't want to call him handsome, but, like, okay, a businessman, I think. Okay, good looking, pale blue eyes, some gray in his hair, charming, abusive, cold son of a bitch. Okay. You feel tired and angry this whole situation, spending the day in some underground parking lot, having to bear the looks of a room full of strangers. It's almost too much to take in stride. There's no reason you should take it all in stride, but you do, because if there's one thing your professional career has taught you, it's that. All because of that asshole, whoever he was. He never even gave you a name or a card, nothing. Yeah, why didn't you ask your boss what the dude's name was? Okay, whatever. Does that sound familiar? No, it does not, or at least not familiar enough. I will continue to search after we're done here. Yeah, no, he talked to somebody. He told him he paid a debt. What do you mean you can't remember? He literally said he paid a debt. Okay, he wasn't alone. Maybe that's a lead you can follow. That's interesting. I do hope the proprietor won't stay mad at us for losing one of his staff. Okay, yeah, okay, this guy's dead, and okay, so I guess he wasn't in on it. Thank you for that observation. I will investigate it later. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince? Okay, what's your recommendation? Shall only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou create another without thine elder's leave, both you and thy progeny... Oh, come on! Stay your hand for just a moment longer here. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Of course. seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom, and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask this Kadir what all of that talk of traditions and councils was when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. Okay, Sophie. Sheriff. Okay, this lady I would say is somewhat attractive. Okay, let's see. Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Okay, I think this lady might be a lesbian predator, and she's trying to save the girl boss for gay reasons. Let's see if I'm correct. Come now, Kadir, we all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak to them. You might not have to strain your hands tonight after all. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination: anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. I'll go get my sword. So they kill vampires with swords, I guess. There's no... Where's the sunlight well? Or stakes, or like... I don't know, I feel like there's other things they could do. He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling, you are in quite the pickle. I'm not gonna say what do you mean, because like it's obvious they want to kill me. The sword. Let me ask about the sword. We only have a short while before the prince hears her counsel, and Kadir returns here with his blade, so listen please. Last night you became a vampire. Okay, finally somebody is being nice and explaining shit to this lady. Wait, what? Oh, yes, I am well aware of how ridiculous it sounds. It's the reason we have these nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire. The fact remains. The beings called vampires, you're looking at them, they're us. You glance around, some of the guests still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale, really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. No, not wine. Not the right thickness, and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. It makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night. There's no denying it, and your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. Yes, okay, does it make sense to you now? Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might be, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, what the fuck, on repeat. Nani the fuck. Yeah. You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you will be cut down as surely as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and Kadir's complaints about your behavior won't influence her judgment. What do you mean complaints about my behavior? I was pretty good. I didn't start shit. Yeah, she was kind of angry, but she didn't start actual shit. The society values docility. But that's better. Okay, she might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. I'm not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequences. Okay, well, the Trump-looking sire dude is obviously a jerk. The other dude, Kadir, I don't know, maybe. He seemed okay, sort of, but, you know, an asshole, so let's see. Well, I mean, okay, if I refuse, she's just gonna say they're gonna kill me. What happens if I agree? How will you convince the prince? I think she's gonna do something gay to convince the prince. Let's ask what happens if I agree. Yeah. Okay, she's giving me a chance, not a guarantee, but if you take me as your patron, I will be your guide in this new reality, and you will assist me like a child would a sire. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. Okay. Okay, so he has his sword. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidated, first and foremost. Victor takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of the New York City, Carmilla, gathered here tonight. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. Their behavior since being embraced has been disagreeable, and that does not bode well for them becoming a valuable member of our society. What do you mean? What do you... You are keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. No, I want to kill the dude that sired me. As our trusted sheriff pointed out, there can only be one course of action. Although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this, he takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, somewhat plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin has a somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. Okay, so is this like a human that's just into it? I don't know. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in their absence, it is their progeny that shall be punished. What the hell? That is not... The sentence is final death to be resolved presently. Okay, so they're gonna kill me with a pretty sword to outspot. Well, what is with you and the baseball references? His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you. As his eyes meet yours, you note just a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination. Okay, maybe he's not the worst guy, but like, yeah, you're obviously stuck working for assholes. And now I'm about to be stuck working for assholes, I'm assuming. You will not get another chance to speak up. I'm gonna ask for mercy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the lady. Might be a mistake. Okay, yes, let's go with Sophie. Okay, Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. Looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at a moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed at the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. The bored elite suddenly look at you with aroused interest. Some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by the unexpected twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. Sophie takes a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now, but Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction. While the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. Fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance they could become an asset to our domain. And I understand you are volunteering to take this unruly child under your protection. Yes, I'm willing to give them a chance, improve the entire domain, that they can adhere to our expectations. I will take nothing less than their full cooperation naturally. Whispers can be heard again, an incredulous voice or two, a hushed, just behead the fucker. Some suppressed exclamations of surprise. Silence. I ask all of you to make a note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain it's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in a time of need, yes, but I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases— Yo! No, I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm gonna let the lesbian lady, I'm assuming, do all the talking. It's clear tensions are high. It feels surreal to listen to strangers discussing your death, or second death apparently, and keeping silent. You decide it's for the best to let Sophie handle this alone and not interject. You have no idea how to handle this eyes wide shut crowd. Is this really an eyes wide shut crowd? We haven't seen the Jeffrey Epstein Island shit yet. Okay, the prince looks at you as if weighing your worth. She takes another good measure of the room before she speaks again. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known, Sophie Langley of the Clan of the Rose will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear, however. If I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to the... Oh, Camarilla. Man, I thought that said Camilla or Carmilla, because Carmilla's an old vampire. Substantially. Carmilla came out before the Dracula book came out, by the way. And Carmilla is a gay lady. You know, because being lesbian was scary to dudes back then, apparently. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince, thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? Girl boss. Yeah, girl boss! Welcome to the Camarilla, girl boss. Okay, let's check the dictionary. A major sect of vampires devoted primarily to maintaining the masquerade through influence and manipulation of mortal society. Now, this evening proved to be even more eventful than I anticipated, but with the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Okay, let's see how they define... Oh, wrong one. Let's see how they define fledgling. Baby vampire. Yes, baby vampire. Baby. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties. Of course, Prince. Okay, this title means something. Vampire who has claimed a given expansive domain as their own, generally a city, and supports that claim against all others, can refer to a kindred of either. Okay, so I guess kindred is the word for vampire. Let's see if they give us that definition. He shoots you a side glance. It doesn't leave much space for interpretation. You will be watched. You will be judged. And if need be, you will be punished. The two of them leave the gallery. Okay, well, girl boss, I think we've both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to this new fruitful partnership. Okay, what weird stuff is going to happen now? She raises her hand at one of the well-dressed concierges who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guest glasses. The conventionally handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. The memory of throwing up in the safe house is still fresh in your mind, and the idea that it could happen again is almost enough to reject the drink altogether, but there's no denying you want it. You need it. I remember what Kadir said about your misadventure before getting in the car. Some of us have more delicate palates than others. Try to take a small sip. S'il vous plaît, I think that's what that says. He pours it into two tall glasses. You can barely wait until he hands you your drink. Your attention is fully on it. The fact that it's blood, you are certain of it, doesn't faze you this time. Well, yeah, it shouldn't, because you're a vampire now. It's difficult to take just a sip, even though the taste is as foul as... Why did you guys evolve, I think, to, like, want food that doesn't taste good to you? Like, you want the food, but it tastes bad. Why? Okay, even though the taste is foul as before, you're tempted to down the whole glass in one go. No, you gotta listen. You wait before take... Good. Yeah, you gotta listen. Okay, so you can kill that guy before taking a second taste. You're glad you did. Feeling like heartburn signals that you can't keep it down. You spit it back inside the glass. Sophie looks on, intrigued. I'm not surprised. NYC caterers have very bougie ideas about what good blood should taste like. Well, you just need to keep trying. At Sophie's request, the concierge serves you three other variants of blood. The first two are horrible and indigestible as before, both ending back up in the glass within moments of tasting them. Before the third try, you are almost ready to throw the glass at the wall in frustration, but finally, this one's different. Instead of mud and decay, a surprisingly rich bouquet of tastes. You feel blissfully at ease, and Sophie takes notice. Ah, there it is, Jacob. Would you kindly let us know who the donor was? Leave the bottle, please. Okay, take another sip and another. You empty the glass. Tell us the type of blood. Tell us the type of blood. Okay, pours you another glass and refills her. She takes a sip. You have a curiously specific taste, girl boss. Is it the clover notes, the traces of caffeine, or the bittersweet aftertaste of melancholy? What does melancholy taste like? You taste nothing of the kind, but it doesn't matter. It's tasty. but not as delicious as it was last night, not as intoxicating. It manages to silence the hunger somewhat, though. Okay, so this is drugs. This is drugs. Drinking blood puts you at ease. It's a strange realization. The man named Jacob comes back with a small card and leaves it with Sophie. She takes a quick look and passes it on to you. It's somebody's medical details. An office worker, male, Caucasian, 32 years old, blood type AB, RH plus. Okay, so that's just AB positive. Blue eyes, brown hair, no history of substance abuse, New Jersey native. Might one of the details be what makes the difference? Jersey Shore. It's a Jersey Shore guy, but oh no substance abuse though, so maybe it's not a guy from the Jersey Shore. Um, man, AB is not that common, but can't they just mix A and B blood together to get AB? I wonder if it works that way to get that type. Okay, now that we have picked the right bouquet for your palette, these documents should be useful in identifying your exact taste. Should they be O positive or Joyzy Boys? Okay. But I believe you have more questions. No, perhaps we should start with those related to sustenance. Okay, well, I'm assuming they just get blood from blood banks, so I'm not going to ask that. How much do I have to drink? How will I know what I can drink? Okay. These difficulties of mine, how do I navigate that? How will I know what kind of blood I can drink? It's a tricky question. I believe you just have to trust your instinct. With time, you should be able to narrow down your particular preference. Blood that you reject is, of course, no value to you, and it's a horrible waste. No amount of it will ever sate your hunger completely, but every little sip counts. If you're frugal or forced by circumstances, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky and will tempt the beast that is part of our curse. It will take some time to find the right balance. Tomorrow I shall take you hunting and we will explore this topic further, but you should be good for now. Hmm. Okay, a beast. I mean, I guess that's you just go crazy because you get really hangry and is worse because you're a vampire. What will you expect of me? Okay, hunting. I mean, obviously we're gonna be hurting people or we're gonna be raiding blood banks. So I am gonna ask this. Okay, what are my responsibilities? Yes. Okay, let's see some more. Okay, the hunger. Yes, the urge to feed, obviously. Okay, yeah, that's going crazy because you hungry. Elysium, a place where vampires may gather without fear of harm. Court functions in Elysium are strictly kept apart from mortals and surrounded by secrecy, but the Elysium building itself could be a public museum, gallery, or club. Okay, so it's whatever the heck they want it to be. Bergen is an anarch. Elysium. The Louvre is a. Oh, okay. I guess. Oh, anarchist. The Louvre. Okay, that's another place. Okay, in France. So they're all over. Um, I can see potential that in you that would have been wasted if I had spoken up. Not to mention, it would pain me to witness a senseless final death. It always has. So that's just okay. That's dead. I mean, wouldn't be the worst as long as you could guarantee me you're gonna kill the MF, the MF who turned me. Okay, that said, I will require that you defer to me in all things, but me being your mentor and superior also means I shall treat you as my loyal retainer and understudy. With me, you can go far. Okay, this lady doesn't seem so bad. All right, without me and proper guidance, you would have become a clear danger to the masquerade. That is why, with your sire gone, the prince wanted you out of the picture too. Yeah, what the heck is the masquerade? Okay, the habit or tradition of hiding the existence. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, so masquerade. Okay. Destruction at the hands of mankind was adopted after the medieval Inquisition. Okay, sire, yeah. Concierge returns, asks for permission to intrude, which Sophie gives with a polite smile and leans in to whisper in her ear. You note that the gallery is now almost empty. I'm being told the gallery is just about to close, but we will still have quite a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs. Oh, maybe she's like a lady from the 1920s because she's using the word jalopy. That's an old-timey word. The smile she puts on could tip any negotiation towards her favor. Her words are like honey, and she makes it impossible to take your eyes off of her. You are under her spell momentarily. Sophie leads you to a luxurious silver Rolls Royce. Yep, she's a rich old-timey lady, and invites you to sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad-shouldered, clean-shaven, middle-aged guy, starts driving immediately. Where did we leave off? I believe I started telling you a bit more about our customs. You've heard the prince refer to our traditions. The chief, among them is the Masquerade. As you might have gathered from us assembling at a niche gallery after closing time, our comings, goings, and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. Let's see what traditions. Okay. Okay, staying hidden. I'll read this later. Okay. Is that one television show about a vampire angel still popular? Are they talking about the Buffy's ex-boyfriend Angel, or is this another one that I am not aware of? Okay, you shake your head in confusion. She shrugs and continues talking, looking a little bit more dejected than before. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we will take a break for now. We'll take a break and we will continue this next time. We will continue seeing what this lady wants.